Well, hello, this is Farrell Yoakum with Discipline That Reaches and Teaches, and I'm excited to be here today to present another lesson to some of the most fantastic people in the world. I love classroom teachers. I was one myself at one time, and I'll never forget that. And so this is actually December 24th, so it's winter break, holiday season. I hope that my teachers are all home, enjoying the break and enjoying the holidays. Happy holidays to everyone. I wanted to talk about one tip today that I know sometimes we don't think about it as being something that will help you to not have disruption in your classroom, that will not be a place where students can stop you from teaching other students from learning. At the end of this, I have a personal story I'm going to tell you that I think really illustrates that quite well. And I can tell you that another story I'm going to mention to you right now that happened that helped illustrate that as well is that I was asked to work one time for a district down in South Texas to help them with a middle school that was experienced their ninth principal in 8 years. And they felt like the thing about it was mostly the classroom management, or that the campus itself did not have a good culture, and that there was a big problem with student behavior management in the whole school. So I went down there. I was given permission to just kind of have free reign. And so I walked behind a group of students. I think they were seventh graders. And I walked to first period class. Of course, first period is usually a lot more calm, reserved. They're just starting their day. And they walked in, and this was a school supposed to not have good classroom management in it. These students walked in, they went right to their seats, they pulled out their notebooks, and they started working. There was a journal entry they're supposed to make from the board and write on that, and they sat down and they started writing. The teacher was in the room and didn't say anything, but all the students knew what they were supposed to do. And the teacher had an interesting lesson. I don't know what the subject was now. I think it was English class. And the students left there, and when the bell rang, and they went on to a second period class. And most of the students went to the same class. There was some differences in their schedules. So I followed that major group of students in the second period class. And when we walked in the second period class, the teacher wasn't in there, and the students all were just buzzing around and high-fiving each other and jacking around and joking and you know, kind of bullying a little bit. This one student, some things were going on that shouldn't have been going on in the classroom. And the teacher walked in a little before the bell rang, and the bell rang, and he just told the students, sit down, open up your books to page whatever it was, and I'm going to take roll. So he started calling out the names, just one at a time. And that took a while, and then he got into the lesson. And I think, I believe that was a math class. I'm pretty sure it was a math class. So the first teacher had to be a lady, and the second one had to be a man. But the difference between the two were quite remarkable. With the same group of students, what was the difference? I submit that a lot of it was that the first teacher had a well-planned, well-executed lesson. Probably other things as well. But that was one thing that she had, was the other teacher seemed to just use the book as his lesson plan. And shame on you if you do that. If you will plan a lesson and execute it well from bell to bell and use all of your time, your students will have a deeper respect for you. If you have something for them to do and they come in and sit down, instead of just waiting for you to tell them that class can start, and have something for them to do, then they're more likely to be a well-behaved class. Don't give them opportunities to be off task. They should be on task the moment they walk into your room until the time that they leave your room. So maximize your teaching time. And I can tell you that if you will do that, and what helps a lot, because I was a science teacher, is to have a hook, something that's interesting fact. And I had many of them, and you need to find some for your particular subject. But as an example, we're going to study birds. I would tell them that hummingbirds can actually fly backwards. They're the only birds that can do that, and they can stay in one spot. Some of the birds can stay in one spot for a while, but that octopuses have 3 hearts if you're studying fish, and sharks don't have any bones. And if we were studying meteorology, I could tell them that a large cloud can easily weigh over 1 million tons, and that if we were studying the meteorology, that the number of stars in the universe outnumber the number of sands on the earth. And that, again, studying meteorology or astronomy, that you're just sitting here in one spot? No, you're moving at more than 2 million miles per hour, over 800 miles per per second. Well, you're saying, what do you mean? Well, the Earth is rotating, is 25,000 miles around. It takes 24 hours to go around. It's about 1,000 miles an hour. It's moving then, the Earth is moving through the solar system around the sun at 66,000 miles per hour. And the solar system is moving within the galaxy at 550,000 miles per hour. And the galaxy is moving within the universe at 2,300,000 miles per hour. Look it up. And so when you put all that together, you're approaching 3 million miles per hour where you're just sitting still. So things like that can be intriguing, and from there you can launch off into your lesson. Let me tell you a personal story that actually happened. This is kind of what got me started on the whole idea. It's just kind of natural for most people, but it wasn't for me. But I was teaching one day, it was in my first year, and there was a student who was kind of fidgeting around and everything, and I finally told him, you need to sit still and pay attention to what we're learning. Your grades aren't good anyway, and you're not paying attention. Pay attention and learn this stuff. And he said, but this is boring, Mr. Yoakum. I said, huh? He said, this is boring. The subject is boring, the lesson is boring. Frankly, you're boring. Well, that wasn't appropriate. That was rude. But I listened to him and I realized he was right. My students really weren't enjoying my classroom, and they should. You can't make everything fascinating. You can't make everything completely interesting. Some things might be a little bit boring, but you should find ways to try to make things a little bit more exciting and engaging than that. And so this is Pharaoh Yoakum, Discipline Reaches and Teaches. If you like these videos, indicate that you like it, and if you would, please subscribe. That will help me to get the word out to more people. Hope you have a happy holidays, and I'll see you at the next lesson.